No, I'm giving the context.
Okay,
bro,
so
exactly.
Got the fat boy over here.
Hey, watch your language. Watch your language. Bullying tactics.
That's the same sort of language.
Didn't have a stable upbringing.
Exactly.
I feel sorry for him.
Aki, I got
Honestly,
it. Okay.
No wonder why his parents chucked him out.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
and no wonder Muhammad got kicked out of Mecca.
Okay, brother. No, brother, calm down.
You want to get to that?
Like Muhammad. But unfortunately, I didn't steal caravans.
Hit your nerve, didn't it?
No, I did not.
Yes, he did.
No, did it hit Muhammad's nerve when he got kicked out of Mecca?
Anyways, let's focus on the discussion. Let me give the context. Let me give you the context. I want to give the context because loads of people have come here now.
Okay, so the
and I want them
cameras
to
are
know.
now here, so you're
No, because I want them to know. You're the one that's a
for it.
theatre student, ex-theatre student, that never made his
Okay.
career on it. So let me just talk about it. Okay, I was having a discussion with a right-wing individual. He probably self-professes as far right, and we were having a perfectly fine conversation, a civil conversation, and this
David
individual.
far right?
Are you going to let me speak?
Is David far
Are you going to let me speak?
No, I was just
Are you
clarifying
going to
who
let
you're
me
talking
speak?
about.
And then this person interrupts. The other person says, I might have closer views to you than I do to me, but let me have this conversation with Tay. And you just keep interrupting to the point where the person walks away, right? Yeah? So was that rude?
No, because in context, we have a man who spent 2 hours talking about me behind my back,
so this is
libeling me with accusations.
Okay, so this is what he feels is right to rudely interrupt people.
Yeah, so I only reciprocate the respect that is given to me. If we have an individual...
I gave you so much respect the first time we talked. The first time we talked, and you were swearing, you were insulting me.
Now the guy's just going to virtue signal. Are you going to virtue
Is that virtue signaling?
Yes,
when
it
you
is.
are virtue signaling according to your own definition right now,
I am
buddy.
more pious than thee, therefore
Well, I
I'm
am.
going to take
I
more
can stand
liberties
on
out
principle,
against
and
you.
I know I don't have girlfriends.
Yes.
I have a wife, right?
Yeah.
So don't talk to me with some respect.
Okay, I know that at my age I'm expected to marry within Islam, but that's a completely other issue.
Well, you're not meant to be dating in Christianity. You're not meant to be dating in Christianity. So anyway, let's. Okay, no. We're gonna stick on the points. We're gonna stick on the points.
So stop giving slight
Okay, sure.
comments today, and it'll
Sure,
be all
we
good.
won't talk about
Let's
that.
get
We won't
to
talk
the
about
main
that. All right, let's get to the
source
main
of the
juke.
problem.
Okay,
The reason why I had to
I just don't
interrupt
want
you
you to
there
slip in Ali Dawa and all of this. We focus on Muhammad Hijab. We focus on.
If you want to
Yeah.
get me in a position where whenever I repost someone's post or whenever I share a camera with a man,
Sure.
I have to therefore defend the man for everything he does. Sure. I'm going to list off and shotgun you every single Muslim in their scandal, and I expect you to do the same thing. I want you, Tay, hold on. I want you, Tay, to attack my own personal merit in what I say and do.
Okay, so can I talk now?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so basically, this buddy here, he platformed Paul Joseph Watson by retweeting him, right?
What did I retweet?
You retweeted about Notting Hill Carnival and how multiculturalism has failed.
Okay, does
right?
that therefore mean
and
that I'm
also,
reposting a
so hang on. He retweeted about multiculturalism failing, about Notting Hill Carnival, and we know what Paul Joseph Watson is like. He calls people. Hang on, Ali, you let me speak. You're getting scared now. No interruption. So Paul Joseph Watson, he had a leaked audio. Can you guys be quiet? Okay, so hang on. Sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. So I didn't see. So Paul Joseph Watson, he retweeted Paul Joseph Watson talking about the failure of diversity in Notting Hill Carnival. Not talking about if you are a Christian and you're against the sexual ethics in Notting Hill Carnival, that's one thing. But Paul Joseph Watson was clearly talking about the failure of multiculturalism. And you know what he was implying, because I'm sure you're familiar with Paul Joseph Watson to the fact where you're retweeting him. Hang on, yeah, sure. But Paul Joseph Watson had a leaked audio where he called people N-words. He said effing N-word, effing P-word, this, that, the other. We all know what Paul Joseph Watson feels like about that little dwarf, what he feels like about deporting us all, right? Anyone who's black, anyone who's Asian. So do you really believe this guy doesn't have any context about Paul Joseph Watson when every other day Paul Joseph Watson posts a racist video?
So can I
and he platforms Paul, I don't know, to my opinion, sure. In my opinion, can I also give the thing you said about Muhammad Hijab, right? And then you can talk as much as you want. Then you can talk as much as you want. Because I need to address it. So according to him, platforming, there's no association there, absolutely no association.
You condemn what he did then?
Yeah, what?
The mistrial marriage between him and his
I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Let me finish this point. Let me finish this point. Look, let me finish the point. I'll go to it straight away. I'll go to it straight away because you're scared about this. Okay, so he believes that putting someone on X, like retweeting someone on X, there's no association there whatsoever. I think there is some association there, guys. Yeah. Because you guys are disappointed in the fact that you guys are being exposed, right? So hang on.
You guys,
Hang on. Because you're clearly associated. You're involved. You got involved, bro. You got involved. Okay, so about the Muhammad Hijab thing. Yeah, I was and hand on heart, I was walking through that park to see what was happening because there was a big commotion in that corner going on, right? So I was coming across to see what's happening. This guy just jumps up to me immediately when I'm walking across to see what's happening. I'm curious on what's happening because there's a big crowd there. Do you acknowledge there's a big crowd when you're talking to Muhammad Hijab?
No.
Or when you're actually interrupting Muhammad Hijab when he was having a discussion with someone else? So I remember that now. So yeah, there was a big group there. Muhammad Hijab was talking with someone else and you came interrupting, right? I didn't know what was going on, so I went over to see what was happening, and there was a big crowd there. He just instantly sees me, goes away from Muhammad Hijab, comes to me, and then I repeatedly, this video is online by the way, this is online, so I'm not lying. You guys can clearly see, I'm saying, I'm just walking through the park, and you come up to me, and this is annoying me, and this is harassment, and I'm not gonna engage in conversation. I'm not gonna engage in a conversation where you just do this. And he just kept stuttering, saying he's autistic, which I think is a deflection because you shouldn't be blaming your autism on your bad behavior. You were swearing, it's swearing Christian, there was multiple comments on your Christian channels saying you are letting the side down with your foul language and with your rude behavior. So now he thinks, no, it's almost there. So apparently, according to him, me walking over to see what's happening and there's a conversation where he's interrupting Muhammad Hijab is me associating with Muhammad Hijab, and now I have to defend everything Muhammad Hijab does because I just went over to look at what he was doing. That puts you all in association with Muhammad Hijab because you all go over and see what he talks about.
That's my
so
point.
he's I'm finishing. He's equating him retweeting Paul Joseph Watson, the racist who says N-word, P-word, and wants every immigrant deported, with what I did with Muhammad Hijab. There you go. No, I'm done.
So great. So firstly,
yeah.
Just because you repost a post of someone, does that mean there's two things? You've either reposted it because of the person or you've reposted it because of the message. I believe that Notting Hill Carnival, with the 14 stabbings that happened last year, either it demonstrates that the gang violence, which is typically tethered to ethnicities, or it's a case that Notting Hill Carnival is not a paid event, therefore anyone can enter. So the reason why I reposted him was because of the message, not the person.
Would you repost Hitler?
No, 1 second. Well, there's a difference, right?
Is there?
Hitler.
Is there really?
Yes. There's a
Is there
difference.
really?
There's a
Have you looked
difference
at Paul
between-
Joseph Watson and what he
There's
says?
a difference between. Wait, do you notice how you're now interrupting?
I'll let you speak.
Because
Sorry.
I have no idea who Joe. Besides from his YouTube videos, I have no idea who he was. Right?
Okay.
I may engage with him on the internet.
Come on. No, your buddy's saying.
I know he's an internet commentator.
Joke.
If you interrupt me again, I'll start being rude to you.
Sure.
So he's an internet.
Let's keep it
All
simple.
I know about Paul Joseph Watson is that he's an internet commentator, right? I repost his tweet because I agree with the message. Now, Tay, my invitation to you is to discuss the merit of my political beliefs instead of affiliations, because retweeting someone is a very easy form of engagement with on Twitter. Anyone can do it, and anyone could be ignorant towards what the person does with everyone. So, actually quote what I say politically, and don't assume that I believe wholeheartedly with what everyone does. Because if it turns out that Paul Joseph Watson is this closeted racist, I condemn it. If it isn't true, I would agree with a lot of what he says politically. So Tay, don't be a coward, right? Instead of doing that, discuss on what I say politically myself on my platform that I've built up.
Okay.
My second point, the reason why I mentioned hijab is because you share a platform. The YouTube channels that you're using now.
I share a platform with you.
Okay. No, as an Islamic speaker, the Muslim speakers on these channels, like Hamza's Den, like Muhammad Hijab, like Ali Dawah, are either engaged in sexual or financial scandals. They are listed speakers on your channel, on the channel that you are using as an Islamic speaker. So, in which case, you are sharing a platform with men who you agree religiously on issues, but not on the issues of their private sex life or financial life.
When did I say I agree with them religiously as
it's
well?
just because I agree with someone politically doesn't mean I agree with them being a secret closeted racist. So attack the merits of my own political beliefs instead of cowering away towards conjecture and nonsense like a school child. I want you to quote what I've said politically in my activism on my online posts and use it against me. If you want to use what is said on the repost about Notting Hill Carnival and you want to have a debate that Notting Hill Carnival isn't degenerate and encourage stabbings, you can have that discussion. But don't say, oh, it's this person, and in his private life, which isn't my life, I have no idea about that drama, and you're going to expect me to defend it. I'm not Paul Joseph Watson. I don't need to defend that man. If he's a closeted racist, I condemn it. Now, I condemn that.
Are you going to take the tweet down?
I condemn that. Well, no, because I don't know anything about it.
So how are you condemning? How are you condemning?
I agree with the message.
How are you condemning him if you're not willing to take a tweet down? Because you're just about platforming yourself, buddy. You're just an ex-theatre student who wants to platform and you want to get out there.
The message.
You agree with the message? Wait. So you agree with the message that multiculturalism has failed?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, okay. And you know the person that was tweeting that was implying racist undertones. Now you know that.
No.
And you're not willing to take it down?
No.
Interesting.
You could say that.
I think I know why. I think I know why, because he's around this park and he's saying, quote me directly, right? I'm going to quote him directly.
Go on.
He called one of my friends a Somalian pirate.
Yep.
I think that's a bit racist.
Do you know why?
Put your hands up if it's racist.
Anyone know why?
Are you guys not willing to say calling someone a Somalian pirate is racist?
Why? Do you want to know why?
Yeah.
Because firstly, he doxed my real name.
He told me he didn't dox your name.
He said that. We've got screenshots of.
Only one person doxes your name.
Hold on.
Only one person doxes your name.
We've got screenshots of him listing YouTube videos of the name, my full name, the name that I don't go by, even though he knows I'm vulnerable. He knows that I'm homeless right now. He knows that Prevent are after me. He knows that
Why are Prevent after you?
Why are you
Oh
here
yeah, interrupt me. Interrupt me.
Why are you here?
Maybe try and get your life together before you come here and try and preach to other people.
Hold on.
Maybe
So
focus on
firstly,
getting
he
your
knows
life
I'm a
together.
vulnerable minor. Then he uses my real name because he knows that the certain more radical elements of Islam could use that. In which case, I responded with this dilemma: if you use a name that I don't publicly go by, I go publicly by.
But you said you're okay
Wait,
with
one
going
sec,
by your name now.
Hold on. Yeah, I said that afterwards.
But how do you know he didn't use it after that?
Beforehand, I very publicly said my name that I go by is Young Bob. I never publicly said on any online.
Look.
Wait! Stop interrupting
I denounce
me,
anyone that
Tay.
put his name
Tay.
out. I agree that was wrong.
Okay, that is wrong.
Happy?
That is wrong.
Yeah.
So I gave this ultimatum. I said that if you use a name that I don't go by, I am going to use names that you don't publicly go by. The reason why I called him a Somali pirate is
That's not a name.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That is a name.
Let him justify Somalian pirate. Let him justify
The
Somalian
reason
pirate.
why I called him a Somalian pirate is because he's Somalian and he pirates videos and he also pirates people's public information. So he's a Somalian pirate.
You see, guys. What he's doing here is everyone knows what he's implying by retweeting Paul Joseph Watson. Everyone knows what he's implying by saying Somalian pirate. But he's just playing a game for you guys. He knows. He's smiling. He knows what he's implying. He knows what he's implying. Well, Somalian pirate, can I go around calling anyone a Somalian pirate? No, because it's racist, buddy.
If he's a pirate,
it's racist, buddy.
Somalian, you can call him
It's a racist, derogatory term.
If it was just a pirate, would that be okay? If he says Somali.
Why are people laughing? They obviously know what that implies. You know what it implies. And it's kind of disrespectful.
Do you agree
It's
with
kind of
doxing
disrespectful.
What is worse, doxing someone's name?
Okay. Hang on.
Or calling someone. Because you interrupted me, I'm going to pose you this question.
Yeah.
Is it worse to dox the name of a vulnerable minor,
Yeah.
or to call someone who is a pirate and Somalian a Somalian pirate?
Why are you equating these
No,
things? They're both
answer the
bad.
question.
I'm happy to say they're both bad.
Answer the question.
What?
Which is
Yeah,
worse?
Of course.
Is it to dox the name
Hang
of a
on.
vulnerable minor,
I'm happy.
Or is it to call
You don't have to
someone
yell,
who is a
you're
pirate
getting
and
scared.
Somalian pirate?
Okay. Both is wrong. Both
Which
is
one's
extremely.
worse?
Can you let me speak? Both is wrong.
Which is worse?
Of course,
Which is worse?
putting a
Because, by the
vulnerable
way,
person.
doxing someone's name could lead to several things. Their career being over, their family disowning them.
So can
them
calling
being
someone a
kicked out
Somalian
of their
pirate.
house.
So can you calling someone a
How
Somalian
is a Somalian
pirate.
household going to kick
ruin
someone
your
out
career.
for calling a
Can
pirate?
call you a.
Yes, you can.
It can.
How?
You can. It's a racist remark.
How can your family kick you
In the
out
context of
for
the
calling someone a
situation,
Somalian pirate?
everybody
He's
knows-
jumping in. Okay.
Everybody knows.
So, people,
That
if I may.
That terminology is
Wait, let him.
everyone knows.
Let him come in.
And nobody's denying it.
Let him-
And two
let-
wrongs doesn't make one right.
Let him.
Two wrongs doesn't make one right.
Let him come in and defend his buddy retweeting Paul Joseph Watson, who called someone an effing N-word.
And he's
Okay.
racist.
So let's see that. Let's see that.
So you
All right.
are coming after
So,
redemption,
So, how are you? How are you guys? So, Tay, I appreciate that today you're calm. Let's see if at the end of this you'll be running away yelling again like you did last time. So, Simply calling somebody a Somalian pirate inherently is not racist. For example, if I call Jack Sparrow an English pirate, that wouldn't be me calling being racist to Jack Sparrow. Simply using a cultural designation.
Justifying it. Keep doing it.
Nigerian, even English.
I'm a Cornish pirate.
Oh, dude, that's racist. There you go. That's racist. That's racist. Okay.
All right. Let's see.
Therefore, what is actually racist, unfortunately, is implying that there are certain groups of people that you cannot apply a designator to. Now, if you call somebody a Somalian pirate in retort to them exposing your identity, that is not inherently racist. You can say it's offensive, but not racist.
He's a pirate.
A pirate
pirates
is
videos.
not a positive thing.
He pirates videos of speakers.
This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing, guys.
Oh, guys.
So embarrassing. We have, unfortunately, we have someone with a black background defending his buddy who's retweeting people who call people effing N-words, effing P-words.
Because Tay is assuming that because I am black, I have
the
to
audience
agree with
know
everything
that this
he
is just
says.
games.
That is racist. Because Tay only ever sees the world through race. I do not.
Sounds a lot like the buddies you are retweeting.
Who's the buddies I hang around with?
So let me name one, right? So can you be quiet for a second?
After that, I'm going to name off
As long
all
as
of
Ray is
Sure.
quiet, I'm quiet too.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Sure.
After you name all the
Sure.
people that supposedly I'm with and I agree wholeheartedly with everything they do,
Sure.
I'm going to list off all of the Muslim speakers in Speaker's Corner who
I
are
got this.
engaged
He's
in
such an idiot.
financial and sexual scandals.
Sure.
And I'm going to assume.
proof?
I've got proof, yes.
Show us.
I'm going to show it after
exactly.
this. And I guarantee.
Hang on.
Show us in front of the
No,
screen.
I will.
That's not the conversation.
I will.
I'll come to you and show all the videos. Don't worry.
This is the
We got you, don't worry
This
about
is the Tay method. If
Okay,
someone
I can
is
show you
at-
several. Don't worry.
if someone
The more
is in the
videos, the more
same protest, or if someone shares the screen with someone
You are
else,
who you associate
that
with.
therefore
You're
means
correct,
that
yeah, it's
everything that the person you're next to does, you therefore have to agree with. Now,
it's
if that
highly
is the
likely.
method that Tay is going by,
Name me like
Tay,
AI tools
if
right
that
now.
is his judiciary
Yes,
he
you
wants to live under the Sharia, should be arrested for financial scandals and sexual scandals, for abusing women, for lying about registered companies, and for lying about taxes.
Sure. Can I go now?
Yes.
So according to my buddy here,
By the way,
he's saying when I called him out on his platforming, on his own X account, he's platforming well-known racists, well-known fascists. He's retweeting people like Paul Joseph Watson, who has, and the retweet he did was about the failure of multiculturalism in Notting Hill Carnival, knowing full well what Paul Joseph Watson believes, where he has leaked audio where he's calling people effing N-words, effing P-words, and get them all out of the country, this, that, the other. And everyone knows what Paul Joseph Watson is like. Because you can proof is just go to his YouTube channel and just look at his videos. You know what he believes. Second thing is, he says that's not a strong enough association. I'll give you another one. He went on Calvin Robinson's podcast and he talked about the unfortunate situation that he's going through.
So
right?
that therefore
So hang
means
on.
I have to agree with Calvin.
Hang
because I
on.
platform myself
You could
about
have
being
platformed yourself anywhere, but you went to Calvin Robinson,
No,
who threw a
because
hit.
people
Can you let me
don't
finish? Can you let me finish?
platform
Because he's scared of
Like,
what
for
Calvin
example,
Robinson
the Czech
did.
wouldn't speak to
Okay,
me.
Calvin Robinson threw a Hitler salute after watching what Elon Musk did.
Is that Hitler?
He's throwing a Hitler salute right now. He's doing it right now. He's doing it now.
Wow.
Where we go.
Is that Hitler salute?
Guys,
Guys, is this Hitler
you know
salute?
what he's implying. We all know Calvin Robinson. We all know Calvin Robinson threw it with an open hand, and we all know what he's doing right now. And he thinks, keep going, bro. You're exposing yourself.
Keep going.
Keep going. I'm just gonna let you do
So
what you
you
do.
think this is genuine fascism? Because
I think what's genuine fascism is Calvin Robinson
Wait, is this
throwing his
fascist?
hand out with an open hand after what Elon Musk did.
Okay, so Tay,
Yeah.
your sort of rhetoric was the one that directly called for the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Because what you do.
Excuse me.
is
What?
that you-
Whoa.
I prove it.
That's
You
defamation.
believe
That's
that
defamation.
this action is
defamation.
equal.
Hang on.
Such a dumb bloke, you know
It's
that.
so stupid.
This
So
action
stupid.
is
Just letting him
equivalent
talk more and
for
more.
persecuting and killing in the most brutal fashion.
Can I come in
Yeah,
after?
after I
Sure.
respond.
Sure.
So this man believes
Hang on,
this
hang on.
action here, like this, is on the same volume historically to groups that persecuted millions of Jews and killed them in the most brutal fashion. He believes this is a dog whistle for a regime that persecutes
do you agree with
millions
what's
of
happening here?
people, including Christian saints.
So many people in England died fighting this ideology, and he's throwing it in
Yes.
Speaker's Corner unashamedly. It's disgusting.
Thank you very much.
It's disgusting.
Okay. So you believe this speaks volumes to the same fascist ideology
So, for
of Hitler
example,
and Mussolini?
So,
would also
yes,
use the
in the implication that you're doing it.
What's the implication here?
And also, you mentioned about
What's
Charlie
the
Kirk.
implication?
You mentioned about Charlie Kirk, okay?
What's the
I made a video on my channel yesterday completely condemning what happened to Charlie Kirk.
Do you condemn
so
the
it's
Muslims
defamation,
laughing?
and it's I don't even know what the word is, but it's
Do you condemn Dean Responds laughing at
why do I have to
Charlie
condemn
Kirk?
other people when you're not even willing to condemn one person?
Watson and Calvin
I condemn.
Do you condemn Dean Responds
Hang on.
for saying, thank God Allah, Charlie Kirk died?
I don't think it was appropriate. I condemn it. Are you willing to condemn? I've got no association with Dean Response. I've got no association with Muhammad
How about
Hijab.
Daniel
He thinks.
Daniel
Hang on.
Hijab?
Hang on.
What
He
about
thinks.
Daniel Hijab?
Hang on. He
No,
thinks.
what about
Are you gonna
Daniel
let me talk? Are you gonna let me
What
talk?
about-
I condemn Daniel Hijab. I don't care.
Okay,
But let me
you
talk.
have
Let me talk. Okay. So he thinks I associate with Muhammad Hijab if I just go over to Muhammad Hijab's
think if I
discussion
repost
to listen in to what's happening. That's not associating. That means you all are associated because you've all watched videos
Yeah, that's
when
my
Muhammad
point.
Hijab was in there.
That's my point.
So, but there's a difference. There's a difference between going over. I don't know if I've lost my head today, but there's a difference between going over and listening into a conversation and not agreeing or anything, just listening to a conversation, and actually going on a Nazi person's podcast, someone who threw a Hitler salute, someone who wants remigration of all ethnic minorities, and someone going on his podcast, someone who's been
But you think
deplatformed,
remigration's
someone who's
fascist?
been deplatformed by the Anglican Church, his Anglican Church, by the way.
I'm not.
So
I-
it's
not
Christians who are
my
against him
Anglican
as well.
church, I'm not Anglican.
No, not yours. His original Calvin Robinson
Okay.
was a deacon in an Anglican
Okay.
church, and he got deplatformed
So-
for throwing a Hitler salute, buddy.
Okay.
So the
I'm
fact
gonna
is,
give two
you're
options.
throwing a Hitler salute.
Either
You're
we can-
throwing a salute now in memorial of. You're throwing a salute now. You're throwing a salute now in memory of Calvin Robinson's open-handed Hitler salute after what Elon Musk did. I'm not saying either way what Elon Musk did, but we all know what Calvin Robinson did
respond now?
when he threw that open-handed salute. And he's throwing these salutes in the middle of Speaker's Corner, unashamedly, when my grandparents fought against this ideology.
So,
So that is absolutely disgusting.
Can I
Is
respond
this
now?
what the far right and
Can I respond
is this
now?
what Tommy Robinson wants as his
I respond now?
spokesperson? Someone who throws
I'm a spokesperson
salutes.
for Tommy Robinson.
You're a when you're not meant to be speaking at the protest. So he's a spokesperson
not
for Tommy
spokesperson.
Robinson
Firstly,
because
it's
you were
not
going
his
to
event.
speak at his event,
It's
United
not his
Kingdom.
event.
You're going to speak at the event, no?
Tommy's a spokesperson of the United Kingdom. It's not his event.
By the way, on Tommy Robinson, Tommy
Okay, so
Robinson
he's gonna allow-
has said the P word. He's called Pakistani people of Pakistani descent P word, and he knows that.
Okay.
And he's platforming Tommy
So-
Robinson. He doesn't mind sharing
So,
platforming Tommy Robinson.
we can either, and again, this is my invitation. It's very clear.
So let me understand.
This is it,
Me
wait.
walking over to a
hold
discussion
on.
means I'm
Tay,
associated with that person, but him going on podcast.
Teach some Islamic virtue
I will.
and
No,
have
absolutely.
a fair discussion.
Sure.
So, we've got two options to continue this discussion.
Sure.
Wait. Hold on.
No, you're in a position to
Rayhan.
ultimate him.
So, you can either do this.
I'm going to wrap up and then I'll go. Should I carry on?
Of, you're friends with this person, and that therefore means that you agree with them in every single way whatsoever. Or we can actually talk about what I have said publicly.
Like when you
and
called
we can
people foreign
defend- Pardon?
You called people foreign filth at one of your protests. You called people foreign filth. That's a bit scary to me, guys. Language like foreign filth. Language like throwing a salute in the middle of Speaker's
Do you
Corner.
agree with this? Do you agree? And this is the speech I did at Portsmouth. I said, for those people who come here from Calais to Dover and who sexually assault young white British people, they are foreign filth.
Like the black Christian. Like the black
Yes,
Christian that
he is
did it.
foreign filth.
Just do people
He
know
is foreign
the
filth.
person who kicked off the
He
protest,
is a foreign-
the disgusting
he is foreign
individual
filth. It's sexually
that did the
assaulting
Epping
a
Hotel abuse
Are you gonna keep
was
on
a black
interrupting me?
Christian
Are you gonna keep on
who said,
interrupting me,
I'm a
Tay?
Christian, I
Tay,
don't do these
you're an
things.
Islamic
So is he willing to
coward
denounce
with no
his
virtue.
buddy who's a Christian?
Yes, I will. And I'll also go on to say
sure.
that
Good,
I
good,
spoke
good.
with a stand up to racism
Hang on,
representative.
now he's going to dance
One
David.
second. And she said to me, and I quote, these migrants at the hotel
Their Christianity is that they are baptized in the UK. The reason why is because they get asylum applications through self-identifying as Christian and claiming they receive persecution.
Absolutely.
They claim they're Christian when they're here, when they are legitimately not believing in and confessing the Christian
Even
faith.
if they say I'm a
They
Christian.
are all baptized.
Even if they say I'm a Christian.
In England,
It's like
and they were
Quaritch
never
mentality, bro.
originally baptized from the
Christian
country they
Quaritch.
came from.
So okay, the individual, are you going to willing to condemn your buddy David
And
now?
by the way, do you know
Because
why I said
that
foreign
individual,
filth? Wait, 1 second. Do you know why I said foreign filth? Do you know why I used
well,
that?
you're in front of a far-right
Hold on.
protest.
Do you know
I'm
why?
not saying everybody there is for the
Do you
wrong
know
reasons,
why I
but
said that though?
sure, go ahead, go explain.
There's an individual, a independent journalist called James Harvey. He was covering a hotel protest in Norfolk, in which case he said the same thing. He said, for the immigrants who come here from Calais to Dover that sexually assault young white British people, they are foreign filth. Now, he got arrested and is potentially facing prison for 2 years for what he said. So what I did was saying the exact same thing that he said to demonstrate that our judiciary is loaded. The police will never optically decide to arrest someone under the age of 18 for what they say, therefore demonstrating that hate speech law is not off the merit of what you say, but whether the police will get away arresting you for it.
Do you not think there's...
that was protesting the police state within the UK. So, given the two contexts, that no one likes rape and that they are foreign and they're filthy for raping people, and that it was a dog whistle for the fact that we live in a police state, I want him to firstly either address the dilemma that we could either be like children in saying that his friend said this, or we can publicly quote what we believe in terms of our political and religious philosophy, then attack that. Either be an adult debater or be a child.
Am I yelling? Who's being the child here?
Because you were
So anyway, was there not more Christian ways to go about doing exactly what he said, rather than repeating the horrible phrase foreign filth? That's not a Christian way of doing things. And this guy shouldn't be platformed by Christian
Jews, the
channels.
son of Satan. What do you think that means?
How did Christ deal with the people who? How did he deal with the Samaritans? How did he deal with these people?
So he called,
be loving
he
to your
called
neighbor.
the
No?
Pharisees.
Be loving to your neighbor, not calling a group foreign. By not calling a group, guys. You're interrupting our conversation. Okay, so by not calling people foreign filth because of the actions of one man.
Filthy for doing that?
That's one man. Blame the individual. Don't blame the collective.
I said for those that do that.
And look at the double standards. Look at the double standards. That individual who kicked off.
Are they filthy for
Can
raping
I speak?
people?
Yes. Can I talk? Can I talk?
Are they foreign? Are they not from
Can I
the
talk?
UK?
I let you speak.
Wait,
You're being rude now. You're being rude now. You're being a child.
Because you were interrupting me. So
I
they're
didn't interrupt
filthy.
you.
Yes, you did.
The camera is on. I let you talk the whole
So
time.
you agreed with me and you said yes, that they are filthy.
Guys.
You said they were filthy.
Guys, he's
and
scared.
They are obviously foreign, therefore they're foreign filth.
Okay, hang on.
Just agreed with
Can
me.
I talk now?
Yes.
So, the individual who kicked off the Epping Hotel protest was an individual, a Christian called Hadish Kabatu, who said, "I am a Christian. I don't do these things." Yet he was found guilty of abusing 2 teenage girls. Right? So, am I okay in attacking the whole Christian community because of the actions, or the whole black Christian community because of the actions of one man, and saying deport the foreign filth, deport all of them? No, that's not appropriate language. That's hateful rhetoric, and I'm not surprised people are throwing salutes if they're talking like that. So, also, his buddy here, David, who he pairs up with, he said he refused to denounce any anti-Muslim behavior. He refused. He said, when I talked to him last time, Christians do not attack and kill Muslims. He said that. So to me, that is far-right, dangerous behavior against the Muslim community. Of course, Muslims attack Christians. And how disingenuous are these Christian channels that they said, I'm an Islamist and I'm not denouncing Christian behavior. When in that very video, in that very video said, I denounce North Nigerians that are Muslim that are attacking Christians.
Exactly.
So these guys are extremists. These guys want to attack the Muslim community with their dangerous rhetoric, like equating all Muslims with extremists, and lying about Muslims, saying we don't condemn Christians when we do. We do.
Sunnis of the Shia.
We do. Well, you do. You do. But are you willing to denounce him? Because he was not willing to do the same. Do you denounce him? So you're telling me, he's telling me to denounce Muhammad Hijab, Dean Response, people I don't associate with, people I don't share any platform with, knowing willingly. But he doesn't denounce the guy who's standing right here, right now, with him, backing him, when he was saying that there is no anti-Muslim behavior. Do you understand? Do you understand? No anti-Muslim behavior. That's what you do to me all the time, bro. So yeah.
Put the female sunglasses away. Stop being a transvestite. Put the female sunglasses away.
Me walking over to Muhammad Hijab means I associate with him. Him standing next to his buddy who says there's no anti-Muslim behavior. He's okay with that, right? He's okay with that.
Sure. So, you need to understand this.
Yeah.
The discussion was you were asking him to condemn terrorism. He listed off all of the mainline terrorists.
The discussion I was having with him.
And notice how, compared to the volume of Muslim terrorists, you cannot adjacent that with the amount of Christian terrorists.
No, there's
Most
Lord's resistance
religious
armies.
persecution is coming from Muslims.
Listen.
Look, for example, the UN statistics.
Why are you changing the topic? Why are you changing the topic?
I'm giving you
We're
an
not
example.
talking about
I'm
which one has
giving
more
you-
and which one has
I am
less.
giving you
We're
an
denouncing
example.
all of it. I'm denouncing all of it. They're not denouncing. He's not denouncing his buddy who said there's no anti-Muslim crime. Do you guys, everyone here denounces anti-Muslim crime to some degree. I denounce anti-Christian behavior. I denounce anti-Christian behavior. His buddy, I done it multiple times, asked him, does he denounce anti-Muslim behavior? He was refusing to. Then eventually he said, I don't know Muslims that get persecuted by non-Muslims. So that is dangerous. That is extremism. And he's going to walk away now because he knows he can't be associating with those people if he wants to have any semblance of a career. He's regretting the fact that he threw a Nazi salute right here about like 100 times or so when the people of this country fought that very ideology. The people of this country fought that very ideology, his parents probably, and he's not ashamed of the fact that... Yeah. So there we go, guys. You all see he's defending racists like Paul Joseph Watson, like Calvin Robinson, like Carl Benjamin, who multiple times say racist material. Paul Joseph Watson, buddy, calm down, go back up. Look, stop trying to be a martyr, bro. It's not worth it. Listen. You can still have a career if you sort yourself out. Stop associating with people like him, okay?
Okay.
That's fine. Alright, Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. You can clearly see he was harassing me again. I was having a discussion with a far-right individual about race and ethnicity and what makes you English, what makes you not English. And as usual, the heckler came in, tried to disrupt the conversation, actually annoyed the far-right individual who was having the conversation with me to the point where he said, just go away. And he wasn't going away. Young Bob was not going away. So we just had to end the conversation, unfortunately. And then I walked off. Young Bob just kept pestering me, harassment. You all know what it is. It was all documented. It's very clearly harassment. So I decided, you know what, if he's going to do that and he's going to continue committing a crime against me, which is harassment, I'm just going to raise a few controversial things he's been posting about. So I talked about his X account. I talked about the fact that he mentioned he likes to retweet. For someone who really likes to pretend like he denounces racists, he sure has a habit of retweeting racists and platforming racists and being on platforms with racists. For example, he constantly retweets Tommy Robinson with remigration. Now, I don't know what Tommy Robinson believes now about race, but he is on record saying the P word in a derogatory manner towards people of my community. So to me, it's kind of awkward for a Christian to be retweeting about remigration from Tommy Robinson's account when Tommy Robinson's been using slurs and not clarifying the fact that, okay, maybe this guy has said stuff in the past, just retweets it anyway. Another thing, retweeting Paul Joseph Watson, one of the biggest racists in this entire country, right? Paul Joseph Watson, he'd probably never come here, he's such a coward, but he likes to sit behind the camera and mention absolutely abhorrent racist stuff. We all know his views on black people, on Asian people, on all minorities. Yeah, the fact that there was a leaked audio of Paul Joseph Watson where he's saying effing P-word, effing N-word, F all these people. He also, by the way, which I didn't mention there, he also said if there was a button which I could press to kill all the Jews, I would go ahead and do so. And that to me, if that's not fascist, if that's not far right, I don't know what is. So in that context where you're retweeting people like that, I think you should do a little bit of self-judgment and realize you're associating with people like that. It wasn't enough for him to be retweeting people like that on his X account. He went further and went on the platform of Calvin Robinson. Now, he can't pretend to be completely oblivious to Calvin Robinson because Calvin Robinson is a very famous Christian in the UK. What does Calvin Robinson do? Calvin Robinson, he likes to go and throw, after the whole situation with Elon Musk, where Elon Musk threw some type of salute, Calvin Robinson, in that context of that discussion, has a speech and throws a Nazi salute with a smile on his face. And everyone knows what that means. Everyone knows what that implies because the Anglican church he belongs to took him out. They took him out of their church. So in the context of that, young Bob thinks it's appropriate to go on Calvin Robinson's platform. A person who we all know agrees with all of these far-right things and throws Nazi salutes. On top of that, we just saw now, young Bob, when he tried to equate things about me calling out his behavior, he said that I am associated with Muhammad Hijab, Daniel Hikichu, God knows who else. When did I ever stand next to Muhammad Hijab or Daniel Hikichu or whatever and talk with them? I never did. Where was my association there? His proof of my association with them was there was a conversation right there where Muhammad Hijab was sitting and talking to an individual and young Bob was constantly harassing him. I just went over to see what was happening because there was a massive group there. And that, according to him, is association. I've never talked to Muhammad Hijab in my life. So I don't understand how him going on racist platforms, him going on people's platforms that throw far-right Hitler salutes, him retweeting racists that call people N-words, P-words, and retweeting a tweet which was about the failure of Notting Hill Carnival, and we all know what that implies. Yeah, he's equating that behavior with my behavior of walking over to a conversation where Muhammad Hijab was having a conversation and not contributing whatsoever. Pathetic, absolutely pathetic. And then he starts panicking, throwing Nazi salutes left, right, and center, not knowing what he's doing. Sure, it was a closed hand, but come on, guys, come on. We all know what he's implying. Does he think we're all idiots? Even the people in the crowd that might have been slightly of his persuasion were really upset with his behavior because he's throwing salutes in recognition of Calvin Robinson's open-handed, by the way, his open-handed Nazi salute. And that's just a shame because people in this country have died and fought against fascism, and people like him are trying to bring it back and lying and slandering me about Charlie Kirk. I made a video on my platform just a few days ago or yesterday where I denounced completely Charlie Kirk. I talked about some admirable traits of his and some very not admirable traits, but I tried to be as respectful as I could be because of a young family and children that have lost their parents and a wife that has lost her partner. So I didn't want to go too much into Charlie Kirk, but I was calling out his Turning Point UK association. So there we go, guys. A pathetic display by young Bob where he just went full-on fascist and started throwing 100 Nazi salutes in the middle of Speaker's Corner, unashamedly. If that doesn't show you what side these guys are on and what side we're on, I don't know what does. Alhamdulillah for Islam. We're against fascism. We're about contributing to the UK in a positive manner. We're against the grouping of people and individuals, the grouping of people based on the actions of an individual. We judge people by their character and we judge by what's apparent. And what was apparent there was him throwing a Nazi salute. So there we go, guys. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for watching and take care. Islam. Yeah, finished. Absolutely ridiculous.